In this video, I'll show you August 8, 2022, Officer Brooks of the Atlanta Police Department was patrolling Shady Valley Park in northeast Atlanta at 11:50 p.m. when he encountered Angel Geis and an unnamed male in the park after hours. Law enforcement had recently increased patrols after homicides at two other city parks, so the officer decided to make contact with the individuals. The video that follows was captured by the officer body cameras and released by the Atlanta Police Department.
1220 radio 72 stop bed 2700 Shady Valley Drive on a blue Kia Forte, Ohio tag, John Edward Henry 7969, black male, black shirt, black female, black shirt. What's going on? How y'all doing?
Hello.
All right. Well, I see the Ohio tag. I'm not sure if y'all from here or not, but you can't be inside the park in the city of Atlanta between the hours 11 p.m. 6 a.m.
Okay.
You got your IDs on you? You have your IDs on you?
Yes.
I'm gonna need them. You have your ID now? All right, just stand by. I'll be right back with you. All right, sir, like I explained to you, you can't be in the park at night. You're just going to receive a simple ticket stating that you was in the park after hours. All right, I need you to sign right on that.
What am I signing over? Is it a charge or anything, or is it
Just a ticket.
And I have to sign it?
All right, you can not sign it and go to jail. It's this one here. This one here, sir. Alright, that's your license. Copy of citation. You have any questions?
Here's what it is.
Come over here for me, ma'am. Can you come here, ma'am? All right, so you're going to receive a ticket for being in the park after hours. All right? Just need to sign right here on the X.
But because we're out of, didn't you say we were out of time so we wouldn't have known that?
Yeah, but that's not a valid reason why you should be in the park because you're from out of town.
And what's your badge number?
7452.
And what's your name?
Officer Brooks.
What's your first name?
I'm not going to give you my first name.
Okay, and I don't have to sign this, right?
You do have to sign it.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, like I explained to him, if you don't sign it, then you're going to be physically taken to jail.
Gotcha.
So you refusing to sign?
What's your name?
Officer Brooks, 7452.
What's the badge number?
I gave it to you 2 times, man.
Okay, I'm asking again.
And I'm not giving it to you again.
Okay.
Are you going to sign it?
No, because I want your badge number.
That's fine. You want to put your hands behind your back for me?
No, she got.
Hey, listen, my man. She said she's not signing it. Put your hands behind your back.
Sir,
Ma'am.
you're hurting me.
Okay. I'm asking you to put your hands behind your back.
Sir?
Put your hands.
The Officer Brooks gives her his badge number again, and Officer Brooks begins to place her under arrest. Section 110-60 of the City of Atlanta. Code of Ordinances prohibits citizens from being in any park between the hours of 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. And even though Miss Geist and her companion seem to be unaware of this restriction, as we have discussed before here on ATA, courts have consistently held that ignorance of the law is not a defense for breaking it. As such, it is almost certain that a court would conclude that Officer Brooks had probable cause to believe Miss Geis was in violation of the city ordinance. Although Atlanta officers may arrest individuals for violations of city ordinances, according to the department's Standard Operating Procedure 3030, quote, The arresting officer may issue a copy of charges to appear in court in lieu of a physical arrest based on the following. The identity of the arrestee has been determined. There is no reason to believe the arrestee poses a continued threat to the community or self, and there is no reason to believe that the arrestee shall fail to appear in court based on the arrestee's place of residence, ties to the community, employment, mental condition, and personal history. In situations like this, where an officer issues a ticket in lieu of arrest, signing the citation does not constitute an admission of guilt. Rather, it serves as an acknowledgment of the charge and an agreement to either pay the fine or appear in court. When individuals refuse to sign a citation, it can give officers cause to believe that they will not appear in court or pay the fine, and they can generally then be arrested in order to require them to post bond. As such, it is certainly possible that a court would conclude that Miss Geis's refusal to sign the citation gave Officer Brooks a reasonable cause to believe that she would fail to appear in court. Although it should be noted that Miss Geis's refusal was conditional, and it is entirely possible that she would have signed the citation once Officer Brooks provided his badge.
What was about to do? And she was asking why did she have to sign a ticket? And then that's how, and it escalated from there.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, that's why she was like, she was explaining, like, she wanted an explanation of why was that the case.
She said, I'm not signing. Then when I took the Helen Council off,
she said that at first until you said you're going to jail. She didn't know that was the consequence of not signing the ticket.
Oh, so me saying she's not going to jail wasn't enough?
She was asking why do I have to sign a ticket? You said it was just like, oh, you're going to jail if you don't sign it. That's not a good explanation of why you need to sign a ticket.
But
that's just saying that's the consequence. That's not the same. All you had to say was like, we were just about to leave. We were leaving. You were coming to tell us the park's closed. Y'all got to get out. That's it. And then now you had to just drag her on the floor and hurt her over the park. This ain't even. You got like 6, 7 cops over a park. We were here before it got after dark. I didn't know that. I didn't know the time of the park closed. That's why he came over here and told us when the park closed. If you see my tag, you see I'm not from here.
I was
signing that.
It was Mason, and then y'all lost me.
If you don't sign it, you're going to jail. Are you signing it? No. Then when I take the handcuffs off, oh no, I'm going to sign it. Nah, I don't worry like that.
It wouldn't even go. I think it's with obstruction.
Yeah, I'll throw that on there.
Mickey has my phone. Can I please have my phone, sir? Please.
You're in custody.
Can you give Mr. Nick my phone, please?
Yeah, I can give him your phone.
Can you please give him my phone?
That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. After I was giving him a copy of charges. So I did take it to the ground, but it wasn't like a usual 4-second ground. It was just like a leg sweep.
Hey, bro, do me a favor.
Go ahead and back
real
up.
quick, man. We still talking real quick, my man. I'll be over there with you in a second, bro.
So, like I said, I did a leg sweep. That was it. No punches, nothing like that.
She's still resisting, though.
Still, she wouldn't give me all the arm.
Okay.
Sit back, man, so put your seatbelt on. I'm taking you to the hospital now. One black female in custody, Sherman Rodden Grady detention, start mine is 33431.
Sir, I'm hurting really bad. Please, can we go to the hospital?
Miss Geis was charged with obstruction in addition to the original infraction for being in the park after hours. On November 2nd, 2022, the charges were dismissed after Miss Geis completed a so-called restorative justice diversion program in lieu of conviction. Following the incident, the cell phone footage of Miss Geis's arrest began to circulate on social media, sparking some outrage in the community. The Atlanta PD responded by releasing the body camera footage from the encounter and a statement supporting the officer's conduct, stating that, quote, several unnecessary decisions that were entirely out of our control resulted in a physical altercation with an officer and the physical arrest of this individual. The encounter also prompted Ms. Geist to obtain a civil rights attorney to pursue an excessive force lawsuit against the Atlanta Police Department. However, as of the date of this episode, it is unknown whether Miss Geist has initiated a suit. Overall, Officer Brooks gets AC because although he was likely within his legal authority throughout the encounter and maintained a relatively professional demeanor, he missed multiple opportunities to de-escalate the situation and avoid arresting Miss Geist. First, because Miss Geist and her companion did not appear to know that they were violating the law, Officer Brooks could have simply given a warning and asked them to leave, as the stated purpose of the Atlanta PD's additional park patrols was to prevent homicides and not issue citations to peaceful citizens in the park after hours. Additionally, although Officer Brooks did explain to Miss Geist that she would be arrested if she did not sign the citation, he did not explain the reasoning behind this, or that signing the citation was not an admission of guilt. He also could have provided his badge number to Ms. Geist again, so she could make a record of it, as it seems she did not manage to get it typed in her phone the first 2 times he provided it, or he could have allowed her to sign the citation once she agreed to do so. This encounter demonstrates how the decisions officers make can radically alter the course of a police-citizen interaction, and I believe that if Officer Brooks had exercised a bit more understanding and patience, Miss Geist's arrest could have been avoided altogether. Miss Geist gets AC- for demonstrating a fundamental misunderstanding of several legal concepts, repeatedly resisting arrest, and demanding to be told multiple times why she was being arrested after Officer Brooks had explained it to her. From the beginning of this encounter, Miss Geist was inarguably in violation of the city ordinance prohibiting
stolen cars in the last half hour. And you're just out in the middle of the night.
What's it got to do with me?
Just ask what you're doing out here in the middle of the night. That's what I'm asking.
Ask away.
I'm asking why you're out here.
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions?
No.
No? Why not?
What did I just say?
Where do you live?
We're gonna invoke my Fifth Amendment right now. And I'm telling you, I'm not gonna answer any of your questions. I'm not gonna help with your investigation, whatever you got going on. 0. So.
You're a real nice, real tough guy.
I'm not trying to be tough, man. I'm just invoking my rights. That's all. I have rights. I don't have to be questioned. I'm not gonna sit here and be questioned, man.
169.
Like, for what? For what?
Front of 20 Highland. I'll be out with switch this now. Why do you gotta be a jerk?
I'm not being a jerk. I'm just sitting here with my bike. I was about to take my dog for a walk.
You were down there when I saw you.
Okay.
So you were there. Also, I saw you take off like hell. That's why I flew down here.
I'm just riding my bike around, man.
Just being a tough guy. You don't have to answer anything. You can answer any questions.
What's going on, man?
There's nothing going on, man.
You stopped for a ride?
What the man? Like, I was about to take my dog for a walk on my bike, okay?
Well,
and you showed up and started being a tough guy to me.
You are.
For what? For what? For what, man?
I just told you we had 2 stolen cars the last half hour.
I live in this neighborhood. I live in this neighborhood. I pay taxes in this neighborhood.
You said I answered nothing. You started being a...
Yeah, because I don't have to, man. I don't have to. I don't have to answer any of your questions. Nope. Go in the house. Really?
I just asked you a question and you're being a jerk. Okay?
Obviously I live here, okay? I'm just riding my bike out in front of my house and you pull up and you're like, what are you doing, man?
I didn't say that, okay? I did not.
Basically, yeah, you did. Go in the house. I didn't do and you know I didn't do so go find some real criminals, man. I'm riding my bike in front of my house.
Shut your mouth, all right?
Yeah. See, is that how you treat all citizens?
Listen to you. Is
that how you treat all?
All you've been doing is swearing at me.
I ain't swearing at you.
It's on tape, okay?
Sure it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mikey. Mike, what's your last name?
No.
You've been swearing this entire time?
No. Don't give me that.
Do you want to be
No.
arrested?
There's no. Oh, you're gonna arrest me for what? A second.
You got 2 options. You give me your last name, and we have a conversation like adults, as I'm talking.
Listen,
to you
man.
like an
I want to
adult.
be cordial as with you.
So,
Yeah, I understand. You're the reasonable guy right now. This guy is obviously unreasonable.
Listen to me. All I want is your last name. At this point, I don't
For
want to.
what?
Because, as Officer Mang explained to you, in the past hour,
2018 case of People versus Darby, While the statute, quote, specifically authorizes police to stop and question a suspect, the law does not impose a reciprocal duty upon that individual to answer. The right to remain silent under questioning is one of the most fundamental rights bestowed upon our citizens, and it is well settled that while police have the right to ask questions, they may not compel an individual to answer. To that extent, the mere refusal to identify oneself to police or respond to questioning is not a criminal act, nor does it establish probable cause to make an arrest. Additionally, even if a court were to determine that individuals could be charged with obstruction for refusing to identify, both Section 140.50 and the Fourth Amendment only authorize officers to detain and identify individuals when they have reasonable suspicion to believe that they are involved in criminal activity in this situation. The only justification the officers state for their suspicion of Mr. Zemersky is that he is near an area where 2 vehicles had just been stolen. Now, although an individual's physical and temporal proximity to a crime scene or a high crime area is a factor that courts may consider when determining whether an officer had reasonable suspicion on its own, it's typically not enough to create reasonable suspicion to detain and identify. For instance, in the 2016 case of Dancy v. McGinley, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over New York, held that an officer did not have reasonable suspicion to detain 2 individuals when they were found walking within several city blocks of a crime scene, and one of them matched a vague description of suspects. In reaching this conclusion, the court noted that their proximity to the crime scene was, quote, innocuous given the unremarkable nature of the area in question. Here, the officers did not even claim that Mr. Zemersky matched a description of a suspect, and given the fact that he was in a residential neighborhood, it seems improbable that a court would conclude his presence in the area with his bicycle was anything but, quote, quote, innocuous. Therefore, absent any additional facts that the officers may have been aware of but did not share, it is unlikely that a court would conclude that the officers had the reasonable suspicion necessary to detain and identify Mr. Zemersky. It is. It's really not. Do you think I'm playing games with you? All I want you to do. Okay, you want to slap me handcuffs and damn it. All right, I haven't done anything wrong, like I'm riding my bike, I'm sick here. No, can you tell me his last name so we can be... No, just don't. Don't do it. Don't do it. He's being arrested for screaming and swearing enough for people to start looking out for the house, and I'll give you all the information you need. Nope. That's not a lawful charge. That's not a lawful charge, man. Yes. Riding my bike. People are looking out their windows and causing you. We live right here. He literally just got home. After his arrest, Mr. Zemersky was charged with obstructing and disorderly conduct. However, both charges were later dismissed. In a follow-up video that Mr. Zemersky posted on his channel, he alleged that 5 days after his arrest, he left his workplace around midnight to find N. Tonawanda officers running his plates, according to Mr. Zemersky. The officers handcuffed him and put him in the back of a cruiser on apparent suspicion of burglary and did not release him until the owner of the company came to the scene and confirmed that Mr. Zemersky was in fact permitted to be in the building. On February 18, 2024, Mr. Zemersky filed a civil rights lawsuit in state court, but the case was removed to federal court where, as of the date of writing this episode, it is still pending. Additionally, as alleged by Mr. Zemersky in his lawsuit, he filed a formal grievance against Officer Mang and Officer Warren, but the North Tonawanda PD claimed that they did not receive any written complaints. Overall, Officer Mang and Officer Warren get an F for maintaining aggressive and unprofessional demeanors throughout the encounter, demanding that Mr. Zemersky identify himself when he was likely not required to do so, and potentially arresting Mr. Zemersky without any probable cause to do so. It is also important to note that it is likely that a court would conclude that the officers did not have the reasonable suspicion necessary to detain and identify Mr. Zemersky in the first. Although the officers were investigating a crime, this did not give them the authority to detain and identify any citizen who happened to be in the area. And while it may have been arguably helpful that the officer's investigation, if Mr. Zamersky, thank you very much for watching the video. Subscribe our channel for next video.